Grace and peace to all of you from the God of Israel, who brought us out of the land of Egypt, who called us into closer belonging with his people, who promised us a hope and a future in this harsh world. In this beautiful evening, we, the students of Class 8, would like to take you through a journey which dates back more than 1,000 years before Christ. It's about a widow, a Moabite woman named Ruth. Ruth was a remarkable woman who showed her love towards the land of her husband and shared a strong bond with her mother-in-law, committing to serve the God of Israel. The opening of the book of Ruth begins with Saul. When a famine devastated Bethlehem, Naomi and her husband sojourned in Moab, and their 2 sons took Moabite wives named Ruth and Orpah. But after a decade, the women were left alone in the world when their husbands passed away. Naomi, hearing of the Lord's faithfulness to his people in the land of Judah, decided to set out to return them.
Go back, my dear, to the land of your mothers, and may the Lord Almighty show kindness to you as you have shown it to your late husbands and to me. I pray that the Lord grants you peace in the house of another husband. We would rather go back with you to your people, mother. No, return to your homes, my daughter. Why would you come with me? Am I going to have any more sons who can be your husbands? And even if I do, will you wait for them to grow up? Would you remain unmarried for them? No, it is more bitter for me than for you when we must part ways.
They wept and kissed each other goodbye. Orpah saw Naomi's blessings and left, but Ruth clung on to her.
Look at your sister-in-law. She is going back to her people and her gods. Go back with her. Please don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from following you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord do the same to me, and more also, if anything but death separates me from you.
When Naomi realized that Ruth is determined to go with her, she did not urge her to go back. The two went on until Bethlehem, and when her old friends saw her, they came running to her and greeted her.
Naomi, you came back. How pleased we are to have you back. It is a harvest season here. Please come and join us so that you also may benefit from it. You may go out into the harvest fields to pick up the stalks of grains left behind by anyone who is kind enough to let me do it. All right, my daughter, go ahead.
So Ruth went out to gather grain behind harvesters. And as it happened, she found herself working in a field that belonged to Boaz, the relative of her father-in-law Elimelech. While she was there, Boaz arrived from Bethlehem and greeted the harvesters.
Shalom, the Lord be with you.
The Lord be with you, the Lord bless you.
Who is that young woman over there? Whom does she belong to?
She is a young woman from Moab who came back with Naomi. She asked me this morning if she could gather grain behind the harvesters. She has been hard at work ever since, except for a few minutes of rest in the shelter.
Boaz went over to Ruth and said to her,
Listen, my daughter, stay right here with us. When you gather grain, don't go to any other fields. Stay right behind the young women working in my field. See which part of the field they are harvesting, and then follow them. I have warned the young men not to treat you roughly, and when you are thirsty, help yourself to the water they have drawn from the well.
At these words, Ruth fell at his feet and thanked him warmly.
What have I done to deserve such kindness? I am only a foreigner.
Yes, I know, but I also know about everything you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. I have heard how you left your father and mother and your own land to live here among complete strangers. May the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wing you have come to take refuge, reward you fully for what you have done.
I hope I continue to find favor in your eyes, my Lord. You have comforted me by speaking so kindly to me, even though I am not one of your workers.
Said to her,
Come over here and help yourself to some food. You can dip your bread into sour wine.
so she sat with the harvesters, and Boaz gave her some roasted grain to eat. She ate all she wanted and still had some left over. When Ruth went back to work again, Boaz ordered his young men,
Let her gather grain right among the sheaves without stopping them, and pull out some heads of barley from the bundles and drop them on purpose for her. Let her pick them up and don't give her a hard time.
she beat out the grain that evening. It filled an entire basket. And when Naomi saw how much she harvested, she was surprised and happy.
Where did you gather all this grain today? Where did you work? May the Lord bless the one who helped you. There was a man in whose field I worked with today, whose name is Boaz. May the Lord bless him. He is showing his kindness to us as well as to your dead husband. That man is one of our closest relatives, one of our family redeemers. Really? Yes, he is a good man. Boaz told me to come back and stay with his harvesters until the entire harvest is completed. Good. Do as he said, my daughter. Stay with this young woman right through the whole harvest. You might be harassed in other fields, but you will be safe. I found a permanent home for you so that you will be provided for. Boaz is a close relative of ours, and he has been very kind by letting you gather grain with his young woman. Tonight, he will be winnowing barley from the threshing floor. Now, do as I tell you, put on perfume and dress in your nicest clothes. Then, go to the threshing floor, but don't let Boaz see you until he has finished eating and drinking. Be sure to notice where he lies down, then go and uncover his feet and lie down there. He will tell you what to do. Yes, mother, I'll do everything as you say.
On the far end of the pile of grain and went to sleep. Then Ruth came quietly, uncovered his feet and laid down. Around midnight, Boaz suddenly woke up and turned around. He was surprised to find a woman lying at his feet.
Who are you?
I'm your servant Ruth. Spread the corner of your covering over me, for you are my family redeemer.
The Lord bless you, my daughter. You're showing even more family loyalty now than you did before. For you have not gone after a younger man, whether rich or poor. Now don't worry about a thing, my daughter. I will do what is necessary. For everyone in town knows you are a virtuous woman. But while it's true that I'm one of your family redeemers, there is another man who is more closely related to you than I am. Stay here tonight, and in the morning I will talk to him. If he is willing to redeem you, very well, let him marry you. But if he is not willing, then as surely as the Lord lives, I will redeem you myself. Now lie down here until morning.
Recognize each other.
No one must know that the woman was here on the threshing floor. Bring your cloak and spread it out.
What happened, my daughter?
Ruth told Naomi everything Boaz had done for her.
Gave me these 6 scoops of barley and said, do not go back to your mother-in-law empty-handed. Just be patient, my daughter, until we hear what happens. The man won't rest until he has settled things today.
Proceed there. Just then, the family redeemer he had mentioned came by.
Hello friend, Shalom. Come over here and sit down. Friend, I want to talk to you. You know Naomi who came back from Moab? She's selling the land that belonged to our relative Elimelech. I thought I should speak to you about it so that you can redeem it if you wish. If you want the land, then buy it here in the presence of these witnesses. But if you don't want it, let me know right away, because I am next in line to redeem it after you.
Alright, I'll redeem it.
Of course.
Your purchase of the land from Naomi also requires that you marry Ruth, the Moabite widow. That way she can have children who will carry on her husband's name and keep the land in the family.
Then I can't redeem it, because this might endanger my own estate. You redeem this land. I cannot do it. Here, take my sandal. You buy the land.
Now in those days, it was the custom in Israel for anyone transferring a right of purchase to remove his sandal and hand it over to the other party. This publicly validated the transaction. So the other family redeemer removed his sandal and said to Boaz, "You buy the land."
Your witnesses that today I have bought from Naomi all the property of Elimelech, Kilion and Mahlon, and with the land I have acquired Ruth, the Moabite widow of Mahlon, to be my wife. This way she can have a son to carry on the family name of her dead husband and inherit the family property here in his hometown. You are all witnesses today.
So Boaz took Ruth into his home and she became his wife. Then Ruth had a son and they named the baby Obed. Obed became the father of Jesse and the grandfather of David, the king of Israel.